Well, good evening, Orange County Chinese American Chamber of Commerce. How wonderful it is to be with you. When I was invited, I said I have to go there, even though I actually came straight from the airport from Washington, D.C. to LAX. I decided to drive straight from LAX to make sure I could be here with you. Well, it was just 3 years ago when President Obama announced the selection of Hilda Solis as his Secretary of Labor. It opened up the seat. I ran for it and won, and I became the first Chinese American woman ever elected to Congress in history. But one reason that I'm here today is that I'm so excited that you're such a successful Chinese American Chamber of Commerce. And in the House of Representatives, I sit on the House Small Business Committee. I really believe that small businesses are the key to our economic recovery. And in fact, small businesses create 2 out of every 3 new jobs in this economy. So yes, you are key. And in fact, I'm the ranking chair of the Federal Contracting Subcommittee. I really want to make sure that the small businesses that we have do have access to the $535 billion worth of contracts that there are in federal government, because you know the one thing that small businesses say that they need right now, especially in these difficult times, are customers. So we need to make sure that we provide every opportunity possible to you to find those customers. And that's why these kind of networks, these kind of chambers are so important. So it is so great to see you there together. I hope we can do some things together with the kind of resources that I have on the House Small Business Committee. I have done workshops on such things as exporting, federal contracting, and financing through the Small Business Administration. So let's make sure we keep this dialogue going. I congratulate you, and I want to give certificates of congressional commendation to your leadership here. I know that you have a wonderful president that is coming in, and also a wonderful president that has served you this past year. 2 years. Oh golly, okay. 2 years, you have really done your duty then. So, first, let me thank the person who has led this organization for the past 2 years so well, and give him a congressional commendation. Sean Cow! And now, your able-bodied president for next year, I would like to commend your new president for taking the helm, and golly, y'all look so young. Isn't that getting old or what? It's amazing. Okay, but anyway, Scott Ho!
Thank you so much, Judy. Thank you. That was our privilege to have you here tonight. Straight from Elton. Wow. We're so thrilled about this. So, at this moment,
we would actually like to welcome Evanstone's Jazz Band back onto the stage, and then you guys can please continue your dinner. And thank you again. And we will be back on stage shortly in 15 minutes.
All right.
Invited this evening, and I bring you greetings from the United States Congressman Ed Royce. He represents the 40th Congressional District, which represents Orange County. On behalf of Congressman Royce, I'd like to offer you special New Year's greetings, and especially those of you who are born in the year of the dragon. So may this new year bring you special blessings to everyone. But I'm here to commend and special thanks to all the men and women who selflessly serve the community through this wonderful organization, the Chinese American Chamber of Commerce of Orange County. The Chinese American entrepreneurs have succeeded in making lasting cultural and economic contributions to the United States. And this is especially true in Orange County and throughout Southern California. In Chinese Americans, they are excelling in all fields, from arts to science. Therefore, you are uniquely positioned to build stronger ties across the Pacific. And as businessmen and women, you provide an effective bridge between China and America. The United States and China have strong economic ties. So I'm here to tell you that as your representative in Washington, D.C., Congressman Royce and his office pledge to continue to work harder to support policies that will encourage greater U.S. economic throughout Asia. So I'd like to close by just thanking one of the hardest working members of this organization who have worked hard to represent not only the organization, but throughout the Chinese American community. Hi, Joanne. So I'd like to ask Sean Gao to come up and receive his congressional certificate from Congressman Ed Royce. And I would like to also offer special congratulations to Scott. He has big shoes to fill, but I know you'll do tremendously well as well. So, Sean, it's my honor to present this. This is from Congressman Ed Royce for a job well done. Yours is coming next year.
We will now proceed actually with our program to keep everything on track. So right now, if you could all please stand and join me in the national anthem. Today's national anthem will be sung by Jeffrey Battetti. He is actually Sean Cowell's godfather. So please welcome him to the stage.
Thank you. Please face the flag. Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched at the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jeffrey. That was wonderful. So thank you all. Please be seated. We will begin now with our installation ceremony.
Well, Happy New Year, everybody. How's everything going? How's the food? Alrighty. Alright, I'm just trying to capture everybody's attention. I'm pretty sure you're having fun. This is really going to be a different event. We're trying to make it a little special. As you can see, we invited the tigers. We got some dance crews in. Normally, we don't do that. We try to be a little conservative. Times, especially when I stepped on, were pretty tough. Back in 2010. That was a time when a lot of us are still struggling. I think right now, we're finally getting a glimpse of hope that the economy is coming back. So even though we're trying to come back, but we thought this is a time of celebration. And there's many things that I should be thankful of, and that we have. As a chamber, what we've gone through is just an amazing transition in the last couple of years. Not only did our board increase from 18 people to now 29, and we have 12 additional advisors. Our membership has grown over 400%. Our revenue is about, we have about 500% more in the bank that we can spend. Yet we're still trying to save ourselves. As Chinese always are, we're great savers. And most importantly, what is so special about this chamber is that we have our scholarship program. So even when times are tough, what drives us is giving back to that community that we know our members need, and that drives the next generation. And at Chinese Americans, we covered the Caucasians, we covered the Black community, the Hispanic. Last year we had such a diverse recipient. There's many ideas that I resonate with our local officials, politicians. Even though they see pictures in a very broad base, they really bring it home to us. People that like the small business or the medium size or just the individuals that really just try to make it work. I once read an article, and this really brought home to our chamber. At the beginning, a lot of our board members said, we really want lasting value, lasting character within our membership. That we don't want people just to come in and try to sell something. When I read this article, it really hit me. So let me pass it on to you. I know some of you have already shared. It was about this financial planner that was doing really well back in 2004, 2005. And his business did so well that he had an opportunity to go out and start his own business in Nevada. And he did. And as his income increased, he took a loan. He bought a bigger house. He couldn't understand why his neighbors were owning things that they couldn't afford at the time. And he did the same, even though he was a financial planner. He knew it was wrong, but he said, well, here's the opportunity. The house is going up. I'm pretty sure my income will catch up to my payments, and I can get everything. When he was underwater, he went back to his hometown, but he was still paying mortgage on his house. And he was so frustrated, he was still trying to repay it. And he called his best friend and said, I think I should still pay. And his friend said, why? Why do you still pay your mortgage on household mortgage? He said, I feel I have the moral obligation to pay something. They're here to provide for their family. And when I see people coming in and they're working hard, and when people are coming in for the scholarship, even only for $1,000, $1,000 is a lot of money for those families. I was telling my friend, I said, can you imagine 50% of the people in America under, I think it's $40,000 a year. I said, can you imagine how to buy a house like that? So what we're trying to do with the chamber, at least what I have learned in the past couple of years, has dramatically changed me. And those values, those talking about purpose, that's what really drives us to be great. And I'm so proud of our team. I am grateful to have served this organization for the past couple of years. I am grateful for the support that we're getting today from our families, friends, and the politicians. Basically, they're people that are governing, that are directing our lives. And they're showing up to find out what our real problems are and to help it work. So, thank you everybody for today and for these past couple of years. I hope there will be many more years to come. This is definitely an organization that is still growing. And I think we're going to really expand into other areas, just like our scholarship is.
I'm going to give you the appreciation award, so please be prepared.
All right, the first one is Sue Liu, Rose Tai, Howard Sun, Dick Lin, Karen Paul Lin, Richard Chan, Cindy Chan, Jason Wang, Paul Xu, Iris Mo, Jimmy Merrick-Gill, Eugene Chan, Tony Sun, Ada Pei, Jenny Han, Bob Ho, Enko Xiao, Grace Whitcomb, Ben Wang, Sean Kao.
For all of your wonderful words, and thank you, Sean, for everything that you do and your family does. You are an experienced business entrepreneur, and also one of my closest friends. So thank you very much.
And he's the youngest president in the history here, and I think in the U.S. he's the youngest one, and we're so privileged to announce that. He has grown up in the past 2 years. I see him that he was growing, and he takes the leadership without any fear. I really admire his energy. Thank you, Sean, again, and thank you. You're going to put that in your office, right? Okay, right now we'd like to announce our VIP tonight. Let's welcome U.S. Congresswoman Dr. Judy Chu.
Please stand when you are recognized. Thank you.
Installation Judge, Judge John Liu, and his wife, Mrs. Nguyen. Charles Liu, Deputy General Director of Taipei Economic and Culture Organization. Kevin Cao, Director of the Culture Center of TECO in Santa Ana. Joseph Chu, Consular Officer for TECO, LA. Welcome. Orange County Chief of Protocol, Ms. Joanne Sokolowski.
And Assemblyman Alan Mansour, representative. Director Young Kim. Irvine City Councilman Dr. Stephen Choi. Thank you for your attendance. World Affairs Council of OC membership, Chair Leslie McNamara, and her guest, U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Robert A. McNamara. Thank you both. Representative Joe Sturgis on behalf of Assemblyman Donald Wagner. Thank you. And last, Grace Whitcomb, Diversity Manager for Southern California Edison. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you, Grace. She has been a long-term supporter to this organization. And I also like to welcome Mrs. Carol Lynn, Irvine Evergreen Senior Citizen Association President of this year.
And we have one more VIP as well, Stephen Shu, the Chairman for the Hotel Association.
It's my privilege to introduce our TECO LA General Director of Taipei Cultures, Economic and Cultural Organization, Mr. Charles Liu.
Please help in welcoming him to the stage. He'll share a few words with us.
Thank you for waiting and so patiently. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sue and Ben. And President John Chow and President Scott Hall, Congresswoman Judy Chu, and also City Councilman Stephen Chu, and the Chief Protocols Officer Joanne Sokolowski, and all the good friends. Happy New Year! 新年快乐，恭喜发财！ On behalf of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Los Angeles, I'm extremely excited and happy to be here on this special occasion, the New Year celebration and the new officer installation ceremony of the Orange County Chinese American Chamber of Commerce. I'm so glad to see so many of you, so many good friends coming out to give our support to the OCCACC and to celebrate the New Year, and at the same time enjoy a night of good companionship and good food. I'm taking this opportunity to recognize the many achievements the OCCACC has accomplished in the past years. The OCCACC has been actively promoting the business opportunities, the commercial development, as well as serving a platform for its members to share and to exchange trade information so as to benefit their private business and at the same time for the public interest in Orange counties. I'm showing my special appreciation to the Xiang Kao for his tireless efforts for the OCC and OCCACCs. Under his leadership, the membership of the OCCACC has increased 3 times or 4 times. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And the OCCACC has been also engaging many services of our communities, providing the scholarships, sponsoring the charity events, and we have seen many success coming out from the efforts of the OCC and the ACC. And right now, the leadership and the responsibility has been passed from Xiang Kao to the Scout House, and I fully believe with Scout House leadership and the teamwork and all our continued support, we are definitely to see many more success coming out from the OCC and the ACC. So once again, I wish all the best to the OCC and the OCCACC, and to all of you, Happy New Year again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This moment, we would like to call up our the judge, John Nguyen, tonight, and he will install all the members. Mr. Judge John Nguyen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Congresswoman Judy Chu. On behalf of Orange County, in general, in particular, the Orange County Chinese American Chamber of Commerce, all my friends in this group, welcome you and thank you for coming here tonight. Before I have the privilege and honor to install the officers of this wonderful organization, may I ask you to join me in thanking the 2 wonderful MCs, the beautiful Risuli and Jaewon. Thank you for great work. Every year for the last 7 years, I have been a member, de facto member of this organization. I have been here with you because I promised you I would come back. And the person I want to thank deeply for having brought me to this organization is my very dear friend, the wonderful attorney, Rose Tsai. Thank you, Rose, for having brought me to this organization. I have great privilege in knowing her since she was very young as a leader of the Taiwanese Bar American Association. And I have thought that she would be awarded the most outstanding Chinese young leadership award from Taiwan. I was expecting that a few years ago. I hope that that will be forthcoming sometime. All right, for now, I would like to ask you to help me to bring the members of the board up here so we can suddenly. Thank you.
So at this time, if the new 2012 board members and officers, if you could all please come to the stage, I'll be calling off your names one by one, and Judge John Nguyen will help us swear you in. So we start with the president, or actually with just the board members. Ada Pei, if you could please come to the stage, and if you could all please give your round of applause. Andrew Yan, Angela Hu, Angela Wang, myself, Bob Ho, Carrie Mazzara, Cindy Chen, David Wu, Dick Lin. If you could all please come to the stage as well. We'd like to take a nice picture and have you also sworn in.
Come to the stage when your name is called. Don't be shy. You're going to work hard for this year.
Eugene Chang, Eugene Liu, Howard Sun, Iris Mo, Jamie Marindale, Jenny Hun, Karen Kuo Lim, Linda Chen, Paul Shu, Richard Chan, Rose Tsai, Scott Ho, Sean Cao, Steve Huang, Sue Liu, you're already here. I'm here. Tammy Wang and Tammy Chu. If you could all please come to the stage, we'd love to be.
Anyone else we're missing? Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege to ask you to please raise your right hand. And listen to the question I'll be asking and repeat after me. And please, I do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully discharge the duty of a member of the Board of Directors of the Orange County Chinese American Chamber of Commerce. It's a wonderful name, so be proud to say it out loud. To the best of my ability. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You are now officially a member of the Board of Directors of OCCACC.
And at this time, we would also like to recognize the newly elected OCCACC Board of Directors, plus also now the officers. So I will now announce the officers for 2012. When I announce your name, please step forward and be recognized. President, Scott Ho, Rose Hills. Vice President, Karen Kuo Lim. Executive Secretary, Jenny Hun. Treasurer, Cindy Chen. Events Chair, Sue Liu. Scholarship Chair, Dick Lin. Legal Chair, Rose Tsai. Public Relations Chair, Ada Pei. Chairman of the Board and PAC Chair, Sean Cao. And myself, Membership Chair.
And the officers of the Orange County Chinese American Chamber of Commerce. Please raise your right hand. I do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully discharge the duty of the President for the whole of the President and officer of the Orange County Chinese American Chamber of Commerce.
Orange County Chinese American Chamber of Commerce.
Did you hear Song Cao? Well, thank you, congratulations, you are now officially President and officer of the OCCACC. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was sitting at the table down there, I was sitting next to Scott. Where's Scott Hall? I look at Scott. Scott, how old are you? He said something. I said, that can't be true. You look like you're 20. And then I asked Scott, how old is Song Cao? And Scott said, I'm 25. It's an amazing organization that has been led by amazing people like you, Sontal, Rose, Dick, and now Stockholm, and Sue Liu, right? I want to say a few Chinese words. So let me say it. Xí lương quầy lờ. Lo công ty phát sản. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year. Thank you. I have a very special request. Do you remember some years ago when I stood before you? I said that we will work together to have a Chinese-American judge on the Superior Court in Orange County. Do you remember that? You do remember that, right, sir? We now have a Chinese-American judge on the Superior Court in Orange County. And I want you to please remember her name. Everyone, please remember her name. Her name is Deborah Chuang. C-H-U-A-N-G. Deborah Chuang. She's a graduate from law school, Berkeley Law School. And she is a fantastic lawyer. She has argued cases before the U.S. Supreme Court and won 2 cases before U.S. Supreme Court, 5 cases before the California Supreme Court. The problem now is as follows. Right now, there is a person who is challenging her, running against her in the next election in June. I ask you to please help her retain her seat as a Superior Court judge in Orange County. We need her. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Deborah Chuang.
Congress, all these board members 2012, and let's welcome the newly elected President, Scott Ho, and he will give us the honor for 2012. Scott Ho.
Congresswoman Judy Hughes, City Councilman Stephen Choi, dear friends and distinguished guests, welcome to the 2012 Orange County Chinese Chamber of Commerce installation. Thank you all for joining us on this special day to honor our chamber's great to become the president of the Chamber of Commerce. However, I haven't changed my mind about the fact that your handwriting could hold you back one day. I was born in Taiwan and immigrated to the United States with my family when I was 14. My father was so worried that me and my younger brother would lose the Chinese culture and the language. So he brought 99 kung fu fictional novels by Ji Yong for us to read. So later in life, for a brief period of time, my brother's Chinese vocabulary consists something like 在下高迟了. I'd like to take my time this evening to emphasize on the mission of the chamber. In that policy, I've heard about favorite officers and board of directors. I've heard concerns about future mixer locations and dinner menus. But what I've heard the most is the acute awareness that OCCACC is about its members and their businesses. We all share the belief that OCCACC can transform the future with our minds and our willingness to take on challenges and with our hopes for our community, state, nation, and world. But to advance us as an organization, we must stick to the basics. If the business if the members' business are not growing, we cannot move forward. So we must deepen our collective commitment to the members of our chamber and to the well-being of their businesses, and make sure they have the resources they need. We must also enable our talented board to provide these resources and attend to their circumstances to make our chamber a better place to network and grow business. In short, with that said, if you haven't picked up the membership registration form, please see one of our board members before you leave tonight. And I promise to make your investment a meaningful and worthwhile one. I wanted to thank you all again for coming. Please enjoy the rest of the evening. Have a prosperous and successful 2012, and I look forward to work with all of you in 2012. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Scott. We all have another round of applause for Scott for 2012. Thank you, Scott, for your passion and your leadership. We look forward to a great year and many contributions this year. And just before you guys go, we'll wind down the program tonight. Just before you go, if you'd like to join our chamber, just like Scott mentioned, please see one of our directors. Membership this year, annual, is $50. We also have a premium and lifetime membership. Premium at $300 and lifetime at $1,000. We, again, appreciate all of your contributions and support so far. And again, another reminder is if we can also, before you guys actually leave the premises, if you guys could please go check out our silent auction items. That would help us and our scholarship fund as well. So again, all proceeds do go to our scholarship fund. And I hope everybody has had a wonderful time tonight so far. Let's also not forget to recognize and appreciate tonight's superb event entertainers. There's Evan Stone's Jazz Band. They'll be up on stage again after the event. The line dancers and of course the OC Performing Arts.
I went out to the lobby and there's so many silent auction items. There's only one very generous gentleman that he put 2 items he bid on. And will you just announce it now? Can I have an at-home here? You won both. At-home. Can I add? Where are you? You won the premium membership. So you're going to join us tonight. And I'd like to have your checkbook with you tonight. $30. And also, he bid on the autographer jersey by Heroes for $300. So, thank you very much. Congratulations, you won both. And the silent auction is still open, so if you have any chance to go out and look at those items, I'd like to put down your name and the price. And we will do it shortly later.
Thank you all. May we have a blessed health, wealth, and success this new year. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you very much for this young gentleman that co-hosts with me, and it's a pleasure to work with you.
And could I also have a big round of applause, please, for Sue Lu?
And then one.
Thank you again. This concludes our installation event. Thank you. And we will welcome back to the stage now Evan Stone's Jazz Band.